no one had a car, so that wasn't an option.
Okay.
No one would be driving.
Yeah.
Dude, we used to take our equipment because a lot of the gigs would be local. Like somewhere around the neighborhood, like, maybe a mile out or something. So we take all of our equipment in shopping carts.
Oh, shit.
It was
Smart.
full on
Smart.
homeless person. We were homeless children.
Yeah.
Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my Stoner Metal 11 co-host, Alexander Volts. Say hello.
Hello.
This is Every Album Ever, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world. One artist at a time. Sometimes one album, like
At a time.
not like a time, whatever. Yeah, that's a new discography per episode for the most part. And today we'll be discussing every album by
Stoner metal supergroup Shrinebuilder.
There's so many other bands that we could have covered. We decided to go straight to the supergroup because it's one album.
It's one album.
We need
and boy, oh boy, yeah.
There's a lot of things that we can talk about.
Yes.
And a lot of bands we can talk about regarding this. The most recent and relevant of which is the Melvins, episode 100. Go check that out. We have a Melvin in this band.
A Melvin.
One Melvin, and it's very exciting. But before we get into all that, if you want to listen to the album, because there's no playlist, because there's one album. Description, link in the description. We do usually have playlists associated with every episode, so check those out, everyalbumever.com, blah, blah, blah. You want to support us, and we would love to be supported. Patreon.com/everyalbumever. Bonus episodes, access to early episodes. Early access to, man, I'm out. I'm done.
You're done.
Hey.
Early access to episodes, 20% off merch. Skip the line.
Most importantly,
if you want to hear a band and you don't want to wait, you love this podcast that much, we will allow you to skip the line.
we will allow you, and by allow, I mean you're literally bribing us to do it, which is
pay us.
Hey, what's the difference? Everybody's getting what they want. I'm looking at some of these requests, and I'm seeing like just the requests pile up for certain bands.
And it's like maybe majority rules.
The thing is, I'm not going to say who it is. I'm going to let y'all ponder that one. But the band that the requests are piling up are a very important band to both of us that we need to cover.
Yeah.
It will happen.
It will take priority next schedule making.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a big one, though. Big one. Sorry for the teasing, but whatever. It's a short episode. We got to pad it out somehow. So I guess we can just jump right into it. There's only one album. It's very stoner metal.
Yes.
We like stoner metal here for the most part.
Yes. Sludge, doom, all that.
Yeah.
If your favorite band's Black Sabbath, I'll probably like your band.
Yeah. I mean, I like Sabbath just fine, but not enough to start a genre.
No.
If I'm being honest.
So am I going to play the song?
Oh, no. We just talk a little bit about them first.
Sorry. Yeah. So this group consists of, I always forget how to say his fucking last name. Cisneros.
Yeah.
Of Ohm and Sleep. Wino of St. Vitus.
Scott Weinrich or something?
Yes, and many other
The Obsessed and
many other bands. Yeah. It originally started off as just Ohm, which at the time was Al, Chris
Terry. Tamson. Tyler.
No, that's
Tyler now.
Chris
Hikas.
Yes. So is this originally the three of them? They eventually recruited Scott Kelly of Neurosis.
That's solid get.
One of the scariest vocals ever.
He's got one of the best yells in all of metal.
I love his voice, even when it's like some.
It has this weird punky quality to it.
Yeah, when it's even when he's doing like the subdued, like quiet, like serial killer Jake the Snake thing. I like it.
I've never heard Neurosis compared to Jake the Snake before.
Yeah, because I always think like the Jake the Snake when he cut promos, he never
did it real quiet.
Yeah, he never yelled the way like a Macho Man did. He was just like, "Hey, this is how it's gonna be."
Sorry.
No,
I know, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It's funny how much he doesn't have a voice now, though, considering he was so quiet.
Yeah.
That's funny because that dude has no voice left.
Oh, Jake the Snake's been through the ringer,
all the drugs,
and then some other things on top of it. But yeah, so we got these three. They recruit Scott Kelly. Chris decides to retire from music
Just completely.
completely. So they go out
Weird.
and do the next best thing and go, this is already a super group. Let's make it more super.
Make it more super.
Let's get Dale Crover
Of the Melvins, the
Of the
best drummer
Melvins.
in the entire world, pretty much. One of my favorite drummers of all time.
Yes, which I'll talk about a few songs like. Oh, I just think this makes the band better. Like, no offense to Chris, but
I don't give a fuck about Chris. Who? I don't. I'm not. I also don't really listen to Ohm.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Ohm guy. It's not that I don't like him. It's just they don't. It's just not for me.
heard one album, you've heard them all.
It's exactly. It's for the most part. But Dale's just the fucking man, and I for the entire Melvins episode, I was pretty much just gushing over Dale the whole time. But hell of a super group. Actually, it's. Really,
I think it's like my favorite super group. Because we talked about.
I don't have too many favorite super groups, honestly.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
And I talked a little bit about it on the Them Crooked Vultures episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, you get these super groups, and there's usually a pretty like dominating voice in the group.
Yeah.
Them Crooked Vultures, it was Josh Homme.
Yep.
And this band, I can hear everybody. I can hear everybody's band.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, that's what supergroups should be, or they shouldn't sound like anybody's band.
That's why I think they're impossible to make to really, first of all, completely unsustainable. Supergroups completely unsustainable.
Which is why there's only one album.
One album. The thing is, because musically, when you put all these guys are in a band together, you want to hear a collaboration between all of these motherfuckers.
Yes.
But that never happens. Because first of all, I don't know exactly. This is probably just talking on my ass, but like, I feel like you do really need someone kind of guiding the process, someone that really takes charge. Someone can be a good collaborator, but there's always you kind of need someone to really
too many alphas
to push it. And then that's the other thing. You get all these people with very eccentric personalities. Looking at you, Al.
I'm going to say Wino.
Al's also out of his fucking mind, though.
I don't know what Al did.
I've only heard bad things about Al.
I've heard nothing about Al. Heard lots of things about Wino, though.
Yeah, his name's Wino, for one. That says a lot. But yeah, you're gonna get all kinds of butting heads and fucking. That's again like the best case scenario is you get something that sounds a little bit like everybody, and good luck trying to get a second album out of them.
Yes,
it's just
which I saw them live, Shrinebuilder. And they have enough material for a second album.
With like original songs?
Or I know on the wiki it says they covered Joy Division, but hell, throw Joy Division covers it.
If it's all fucking sludged up and heavy, why the hell not?
Hey man, I think they were going to record one, and then they getting a little ahead of the ball here, but of course it exploded. But I'm in the camp of like, it's just Wino. Just find someone who can sing like Ozzy.
So he's the only guy in this lineup whose bands I never listened to.
Okay.
So I don't care about him.
Yeah.
He seems interesting.
He is very interesting.
But I have no attachment or anything. I give no shits about him. His voice made me laugh a lot.
Yes.
A lot.
My introduction, I think I would see like St. Vitus kicked around, but I didn't really like make it a priority to listen to them. And there's this documentary called Such Hawks, Such Hounds. And there's a section about Wino. And this man to get clean and sober, decided to go out in the desert and do peyote. That was...
Well, how else would you get sober? I couldn't think of a single other way.
More drugs.
Right, exactly.
More drugs.
Well, yeah, you gotta... Have you ever heard of a bidet? Or you gotta flush it out. You gotta flush it out. You gotta flush out the drugs with as many scarier drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just a gnarly dude. And then after that, I was like, okay, let me listen to St. Vitus. And it's not like, I don't know, you'd probably get tired of it.
Okay, I am curious to hear their most popular album.
Yeah,
at least.
I believe that's Born Too Late.
Yeah, the third one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the first one with Wino.
Yeah, it's this very straightforward hard rock and good times, doomy times,
right?
And that's
So, I thought his voice was funny. So, but ultimately, he's not even like, he's really not the main singer. they're all singing.
Yes.
Well, everyone except Dale, aside from some backup stuff, I guess. But Scott Kelly's the main singer here.
I would say so, yeah.
And by main, I do use that term loosely.
Yeah.
But he sings the most.
I want to say like 60% of it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's still he's the only one who gets like a full song that he only sings. Everyone else, the other ones, there's like they're trading off and shit.
Which is cool. Like
very Mastodon-y.
Yes, which is cool. I dig that.
Speaking of Mastodon, I didn't realize that Scott Kelly's on every Mastodon album.
Oh yeah.
Every single Mastodon album. That's so cool.
At least one
At least one song.
I think for what's that metal magazine that starts with a Krager?
Oh, Kerrang?
Yeah, I think they did a show for them where with Scott Kelly where they just played the Scott Kelly songs.
Really?
That's how like a quick 30-minute show.
That's
where they just
badass.
did the Scott Kelly songs.
That reminds me of when we saw him at Amoeba Records.
This night.
It was a perfect for 20-minute show.
Yeah.
It was a perfect set. Everyone was on the top of their game because it was early in the day. They had all kinds of energy and they weren't tired by the end.
Yes.
It was a perfect set.
Yes.
Bad acoustics. Perfect set though.
Yes. And
love a good short set.
Yeah. Also, that location's not there anymore. It will be missed. The new one's very tiny, but
new one's smaller?
It is smaller.
Holy shit, that seems stupid.
It makes I went there once. It makes shopping a little bit easier because although I do miss the experience of for those who don't know, Amoeba in Hollywood is gigantic. It's 2 stories. It's like the size of a Costco.
Yeah.
I do miss the experience of I'm in the rock section. I need to navigate my way through.
Oh yeah.
Over to rap.
It takes a minute to get there. Yeah.
I need to go over to soundtracks.
Oh, soundtracks.
In the back with the jazz
behind a curtain and shit.
Yeah.
The music's different when you go into that part of the store.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the jazz soundtrack section was like an escape.
It was.
From the rest of
it was. It was my favorite section.
Yeah.
I didn't even buy anything there.
No, you could just relax in there.
Yeah, I bought a couple of classical CDs there. But other than that, and then I love the music, the movie section as well. I spend hours up there.
So now because it's smaller, you're it's just
tiered?
one.
Is it tiered?
One aisle over. Pretty much.
Is it tiered at least?
Yeah, there's a little top and then.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's if I want to get some rap albums, it's just a few over from rock now. They still stacks, still cool, but it's
man, I spent and that Amoeba was Toys R Us for me as a kid. That was like
a teenager and in my 20s, and if I didn't have responsibilities, probably now it would. Still would be.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But back to this fucking band. So how they form? Assuming just let's make a side project.
Like Al wanted to do something with Wino, and then we covered how it turned into this pun intended mastodon of a.
Oh yeah. It's beautiful. So they got the one album, as we keep saying, came out 2009, and I'm pretty sure there will never be a second album, which is a little bit of a bummer, but whatever. Let's talk. This is, self-titled, 2009.
There he is. This is already so stoner metal. It's just it sounds like Sleep. Or High on Fire.
Yeah, I loved it instantly.
This one took a minute to grow on me. This song.
Yeah. I think it's thinking about it for the podcast. I think it's just good Scott Kelly vocals. It's so well paced too.
No style overseas its welcome for very long.
Also, there's only 5 songs.
5 songs.
They're about 10 minutes each, though.
It's shorter than that.
Oh, okay.
The album's less than 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of what's that little laser thing you use on a guitar?
I forgot what it's called. Yeah.
Is it not an oboe? No.
No. Oboe's like a giant woodwind.
Yeah. There's a lot of
that thing. I forgot what it's called. I was told to buy one many times, but I was like, that's expensive. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
They're cool. They're very cool.
They are. Almost every song, I think I
found Kelly to be gruffer and almost growlier on this album than I'm used to hearing from him.
Yeah, I think in Neurosis, he's mean. He's nasty. And this is just like, I don't know, this digging into the grime. I guess you're hanging out with Wino. You gotta
gruff it up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's way deeper here, way more death metal-y. Not death metal, but just heavier.
It's funny when you did the punk comparison earlier. I was like, oh shit, that's how Neurosis started.
I love that album. Pain of Mind, the first one. I as a teenager, that was one of my favorite hardcore albums because it was unlike every other hardcore album because it was so fucking dark.
Yeah.
It's like a really, really bitter punk album. It's one of the most uncomfortable and unsettling punk records because clearly they wanted to do some dark shit.
Yeah. I was saying them the whole time.
I think it's a super underrated album. Some of those songs I think are really hold up really well, but like just one album later, all of a sudden they're just a completely different band.
Yeah.
Just crazy. But that song took a minute to grow on me, Solar Benediction, because so that whole section is just, this is just High on Fire. This is just that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then around 5 minutes in, takes a turn.
It gets like it slows down and then at the end it turns into like almost like an Isis or the prettier parts of Neurosis.
It goes into this really, really slow buildup.
Yeah.
Part where it has like acoustic guitars thrown in there, really well done acoustic guitars. Fucking rules. That's when I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm in for this band because
is this the first time you listen or in general?
I think I heard it maybe once in passing a long time ago.
Oh, shit.
I didn't retain anything.
Oh shit.
So this was like, I was like, shit. I hope it's not just a stoner metal album.
Yeah.
And then all right. So from that point on, I found myself liking pretty much the most of it.
This band's so old, they debuted their first song on MySpace.
That's right. MySpace.
Because to me, I guess I've been listening to this album damn near 11 years.
What the fucking wild. Holy shit.
But it's like, I'm familiar with the songs, but it's just always like such a treat to me. And it's like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe one year I won't go back, but like, I don't know. It works its way into my yearly rotation somehow.
I didn't think it was that consistent. Well, it's not inconsistent. It's just, I think the wrench is the architect. I think that's the wrench in the album.
The closer?
No. It's second to last track.
Oh yeah.
Wino's vocals are hilarious on that.
That is the most Wino. Yeah, that's the most Wino song. That's the Saint Vitus song.
Is it? Maybe I won't like them. Shit. Yeah. Because it's not that the riffs aren't cool. They're like super evil sounding. I don't know, like over the top evil sounding almost. And it has like a really cool the way it ends with this like solo bass line that's really fucking rad.
Oh, I love how like bubbly it is.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's underwater almost. Yeah. That's really cool. But they're in the middle. It's kind of like, all right, this part's cool. This part's all right. And it goes on for a long fucking time. It just feels that's the most inconsistent thing on the album. Still not a bad song, but just compared to the rest, like if I had to pick a favorite, Pyramid of the Moon.
Oh, really?
Easily my favorite. Oh, love it.
I love that song, but I guess I'll talk it. Not my favorite song. It's something else, but let's talk about Pyramid of the Moon because we're there.
Yeah.
It's a little. That's why I like the pacing because that first song is like so high energy.
Yeah.
Then you get Pyramid of the Moon, and
Brings
it's
it down.
A little more hypnotic, a little dreamier.
Got some Al vocals on there, which you can always tell it's Al because he just starts doing the one note, almost spoken singing.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Also, like on that song, because when I hear like, if listeners aren't familiar with the band Ohm, it is very like Middle Eastern driven bass riffs.
Yeah, a lot of Eastern stuff.
And in that band, it's real ride heavy on the drums. Mm-hmm. So on this song, like when I hear those Al riffs, I'm like, oh, if I was in the room, I would go for the like ride and the bell because that's what. And Dale's like, nah, let's just do open.
Let's do what I do.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna do what I want to do.
I'm just gonna do Dale stuff.
I fucking love Dale.
Yeah, open hi hat, maybe some like crash or trashy cymbals.
Yeah.
Like his choices are like very Dale, but they're also like very cool. Like I think he's smart enough to know like Oh, you guys want to hear that ride? Mm-mm.
Dale is a phenomenal drummer, not just because his technical abilities or how hard he hits or how big his drum set is. It's his choices are never ever. You know it's him, but you never know what it's gonna do.
Yeah,
it's like the way he feels.
There's gonna be some flams.
There definitely is. The thing is, it reminds me almost of Matt Cameron from Soundgarden, where like the fills come in at times you don't expect them to come in. They're sometimes they're shorter than you expect them to be, and it's like little things like that where like he knows how to keep you guessing without it being this full on jarring kind of experimental sounding thing where like, oh, he's just clearly fucking around. He stays in the pocket, but while also keeping you guessing.
Yeah, when I saw them, his the snare stand broke, and I think nobody quote me on this because it's a long time ago. I think Jared from Big Business was just like
holding it
until like the next song, so they could like.
Dude, I remember those days playing in fucking backyards and stuff where shit would break and you just had to hold it.
Of all things, though, the snare stand, like who? Yeah,
homeboy's too strong. It's too hard.
He is too strong. Yeah, yeah. I remember one gig. I don't remember if there wasn't carpet or the carpet just sucked, and so I just sat in front of my friend's bass drum.
Oh yeah,
while he played.
Yeah, the traveling bass drum. Oh dude, that was a thing that it never got solved because we were all too stupid to just buy a rug.
Yeah,
it never got solved. We're like, well, if we put the amp in front of it, like yeah, but then now the amp's always in front of it. Like fucking think.
Also, it's so weird. For those who have never like done this, if you don't have like your bass drum on carpet or anchored down or whatever, it will move.
Yeah.
It will move. And it's so funny. You try to think of these workarounds, and I feel like you could put the heaviest thing in front of it.
Yeah.
Still fucking move.
You could put the heaviest thing. Yeah. It will always move. I literally used to put weights on like in front of it, like literal weights. It'd still move because the weights are fucking round. Like, and the thing is, carpets aren't expensive. You know one of those cheap ass ones from Home Depot?
You know what a clever workaround I saw one time was?
What was that?
Bring in some car mats.
Car mats. That's pretty good too.
That is.
Yeah.
And if the 4 from your car isn't enough, you probably have a buddy at the show. You bring in more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, back in my day, when I was younger, no one had a car, so that wasn't an option.
Okay.
No one would be driving.
Yeah.
Dude, we used to take our equipment because a lot of the gigs would be local. Like somewhere around the neighborhood, like, you know, maybe a mile out or something. So we take all of our equipment in shopping carts.
Oh, shit.
It was
Smart.
full on
Smart.
homeless person. We were homeless children playing in backyards. Sometimes we take them on the bus, but that was like a huge hassle. We like just shopping cart it. It's way easier than like lugging it on the bus.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably got some skateboards. You could
something.
Yeah.
It was man, I forgot about the shopping carts until right now. Dude.
Yeah.
Fucking hey. So glad those days are over.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
My favorite song though, Blind for All to See.
Really?
It's weird because I'm like putting over how it's like, oh, it's cool. You get a taste of like all these different bands. And it's the most Ohm song.
It is. It's the most Sabbathy.
Yeah.
Most Ohm.
But yeah, it's like, oh, if you thought Pyramid to the Moon was druggy, wait till this song, and that's where it like peaks in terms of like, I guess, psychedelia.
For sure, because that's the only song that really goes on a jammy kind of trip.
Yeah,
it's great to zone out to. It's the most stonery thing on the album by far. I not for me. Don't hate it.
Yeah,
it's not my least favorite song. That's for damn sure.
I love it. Yeah, I think the first 3 songs are just flawless.
What about Science of Anger?
Science of Anger like brings it back up. It's like bookmark or bookends. Yeah, you got like the high energy Solar Benedict and then Science of Anger, both kind of same level. I think Science of Anger is probably the most well-rounded in terms of you get some St. Vitus, you get some Neurosis.
Little dash of everything there. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the gumbo.
That's the gumbo. Yeah,
that's the gumbo right there.
I don't love every riff on there by any means, but it's still strong. It's still super strong. And of course, when it goes to that fucking 5-minute breakdown at the 5-minute mark, it has almost slint elements.
Yeah.
Like just the way, I don't want to say the way, the riff that they're playing, the progressions are very slint-esque. That's the only way I can put it. Because like that's this note going to that note, that's a total thing that's a slint thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I think about slints sometimes when I listen to Neurosis.
Yeah, because there's a lot of I don't want to say super like diminished or like tritones. That's like theory terms for like when it sounds evil or there's like that's just the term. But that song does it well. Well paced. Does not feel like fucking 9 minutes. I'll tell you that. It is, but it doesn't feel like it.
No, I think when the album is you're dealing with an album this short, you can kind of get away with some things like that. And
I always really liked short albums that had just a couple long songs on it.
Yeah.
I've heard eventually I stopped thinking that because I heard a lot of albums that had that were bad. But still, I think it's a nice way to package it. I still think it's a cool idea. And here it works well. I was not expecting there to be only 5 songs on this album. I thought it was a full fucking.
Yeah. And again, this comparing them to them Crooked Vultures, since we did talk about that, where like that album was like too much.
That was absolutely too much.
Yeah, that was too much. Where it's just like, as we've said many times, I rather be left wanting more than
100%. Always. Like I don't want to get fooled in the middle of the album.
Yeah,
I want to still be hungry at the end.
Like I'm not like jonesing for a new them Crooked Vultures album.
No.
But like if they were like, we're doing a second one, I'd be like, fucking take my money right now.
Yeah, for sure. God damn, it's good. It made me like start looking at every member's discography, like, oh shit, I didn't listen to this thing from this person.
Yeah.
God damn, we want to go back to Neurosis. I heard there's still a lot of Neurosis I haven't heard.
It's a big discography,
but I have heard most of it. Actually, since we're talking about Neurosis, it made me really curious because I want to hear Times of Grace with Grace.
Oh,
at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the way it's meant to be heard.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's a very Flaming Lips style thing.
Yeah.
Where you have to play both albums at the same time.
I think it might be on YouTube, or I know I've heard or somebody like just synced them up.
You're right.
Into one audio, and
I think I've heard Zyrika from Flaming Lips in that fashion. Someone just synced them up. I like
it's not the same though.
Exactly. The thing is, as much as because that's why I have a problem with those ideas of like, play them at the same time, because it's two parts of myself fighting with myself or fighting with each other, whatever. Because one end is I want to hear the way the songs were written. I want to hear all the layers together. I want to hear it perfectly in sync. So I want to hear them all together without having to deal with all the buttons. But then again, I want to hear them from different parts of the fucking room. That's the way it was intended. You want to hear it from a different part of the room.
It is. And then you also have this thing where like Zyrika was like meant to be heard on boomboxes, but like boomboxes, not the greatest speakers, but it is very cool getting hit with these like different sounds from different angles.
So because like I was reading about Time of Grave or Times or Time of Grace.
I think it's Times of Grace.
So I was reading about that, and then obviously it led me back to Flaming Lips. I'm like, oh yeah, I never heard it way with that one. Then I went back to this old record reviewer named Mark Prendel that I used to read when I was a kid, who retired now, but he was fucking the best. And I went to his review of Zyrika. I think that's how you pronounce it. And the way he's explaining, I'm like, fuck, that's right. That does make a lot of sense. Like he's explaining how that's the whole thing. The whole thing is hearing it in different parts of the room. Like it's still well written, still beautiful, and on their own, each album is kind of minimal and incomplete. But that's a big fucking thing. And then obviously the way they would lose sync with each other, that's another thing I don't want to deal with. Like,
and even though it's kind of intended,
I know, but still, like,
a crazy note about Zyrika when I bought it. It came with a warning not to listen to it in the car because there were certain like high frequency
Oh,
songs.
it made like cause seizures or something like that.
Something.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, I've seen that for like video games and movies, but
I've heard. Yeah,
sound, that is.
I forgot about that. I remember reading that as well a long time ago. People, can get like nauseous or something when they hear certain frequencies, but like, how often really does that happen?
It doesn't really happen. I'm gonna throw the specific song on in the car.
Yeah, because I mean, how does it pass the car test? That's a big fucking deal these days. You got when you're mixing an album, you gotta do the car test.
And that's kind of how that album, because they have a huge discography. We're never gonna, and if we do, it'll be a long time, and I'll repeat myself. But yeah, that's how it got started. Is he would make these tapes and invite people into like the parking lot.
That's right. Yeah.
And he'd like that car, that, and like orchestrate. So it's like funny that it like originated from
cars.
Yeah.
But now no cars. How did we get there? Neurosis. That's right.
Yes.
So maybe go back to Neurosis discography and like, that would be a good episode. It'd be a fucking long episode. You'd probably have to split it up just because each album is like
probably like 3 parts.
2-hour long album. Each one is like it's pretty beefy. And then, of course, Al. And
Al.
I've only heard 2 Sleep albums, I believe.
Well, there's 3 and then some EPs.
Okay, so
yeah, they put out a newer album a few years ago, which is good.
Wait, was it? What year was that? 2017 or something?
It might be. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a song called Marijuana Not on there.
Right. Dude, that's all right, we have to cover Sleep pretty soon. I just realized that's an easy one.
That's except for Dope Smoker.
Oh yeah, we all have our feelings about Dope Smoker.
Yes. I'm sure I've told this story before. The first time I saw Sleep, this fucking annoying guy, or sorry, not Sleep, this annoying guy that's kept going, Al, get back to class, Al. Play Dope Smoker. Like, I don't know what the fuck he was like.
He's from Baltimore? What the hell are you? What the
Yeah.
What?
It was weird, and he wouldn't stop doing it. And then at one point, Aldous like looks at him and goes, "Shut the fuck up." And it was the scariest,
not the cheeriest guy.
And he did shut the fuck up.
God damn. Yeah, some frontmen.
Yeah,
not the nicest guys.
No.
I don't blame them. Like I totally condone telling someone to shut the fuck up if they're being a jackass.
Yeah,
completely, and I've done it. But also, the time I went with you to see Sleep, motherfucker said not a word the entire show. So it's like,
quiet. Yeah.
if you get one of those bands where the frontman is keeping to himself,
well,
he might stab you if you piss him off.
Yeah. I mean, in Sleep, I think Matt Pike is technically the front man.
That dude is a fucking angel.
Also,
pot-bellied angel.
How crazy is that you can be in a band with Matt Pike, who is also crazy, but like Wino is a bridge too far.
Well, you're saying, how crazy is Matt? What has he done?
Pretty fucking wild. Like, who was it? Someone was like, oh yeah, I remember like being in a bar in Savannah, and then like Brent Hines from Mastodon and
another crazy man
and Matt Pike came in, and they couldn't have been in there longer than 30 minutes. And when they left, it looked like the fucking Tasmanian devil had been through the bar.
You just walk around throwing drinks on the floor?
Shit up, like
why?
Yeah.
How about just don't do that?
Yeah.
Fucking be cool.
Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know. I guess Matt does seem a little more like he means well. He's got abuse issues, where Wino is like maybe a psychopath.
Possibly. I've only seen one photo of the guy, and he looks like a guy that my parents probably knew in the 60s, and I don't want to talk to that guy.
Oh yeah, he's always wearing a vest with no shirt underneath. No, not all the time. Maybe that's why Al likes him. He just likes guys who don't wear shirts.
Pot-bellied men. God damn.
But yeah, they broke up because I think they toured for like 2 years, not like consistently.
Yeah, I figured it would be super inconsistent just because of the lineup.
Yeah,
because like also one thing I forgot to mention about Dale seems like he's like the go-to supergroup guy, because whenever Dave Lombardo was with Slayer and Phantomos wanted to perform, they'd get Dale.
Oh yeah.
Like even their Live on New Year's Eve DVD.
Is
It's
with
Dale.
Dale.
Dale drumming.
I
Which is very cool.
mean, he produced it with I forget his name.
What produced this album?
Yeah, Dale produced it.
Oh, did he?
I don't want to say the wrong name, so give me a second. It's funny because the dude he produces albums with, he's
Toshi Kasai.
Toshi. Yeah, I would see like huh?
Yeah, Kasai.
I would see Toshi at like shows, and he would at like some point just like put his ear against like any speaker he could find, and just like I don't know what he was doing.
Wait, what?
Like just
He
like
just put his head up against the speaker.
yeah, like he just like loves sound, I guess. Or
He likes not having sound in
or
a couple of years.
something.
What the fuck?
yeah, and like yeah, it'd always be like this thing where we go to shows and like, oh, like where's Toshi? And like sure enough, like
Just buy the speaker.
by the speaker,
Just blowing out his
that's what it
eardrums.
is, yeah.
What a normal guy. What the fuck?
I forgot how I learned about that dude. I think we would like see him at shows and we were like, who is he? And then we like kind of figured out he like works with Dale and the Melvins. And
You know who I want to produce my album? The guy who's clearly got no hearing left. Let's get that guy.
I want him.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And I didn't realize that Dale produced this because I was gonna say drums sound fucking neutered on here. They're not nearly as loud as I think they should be.
Yeah. They could be louder for sure, especially on that one track we played with the I love me some Dale flams.
Yeah.
He comes in with those. They could be.
Oh, dude, I was craving to feel him hitting me in the face, but everything else kind of overpowers it.
Yeah.
That was a bummer because then every time that happens, every time the drums are produced in a way that is just slightly less flattering than they should be, I find myself having to strain to listen for the drums rather than the drums are just a part of the package.
Yeah.
Same thing with every album Ginger Baker's ever been on. I'm like listening for what he's doing instead of just being impressed by what he's doing.
Yeah. You can't immerse yourself as much as you'd like to.
Exactly. So even though this is a deceptively not the best produced album, it sounds fine.
Yeah.
But there are ways it could have been a lot better.
Sure. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I think they should do a second album without Wino. What's completely normal, stable person to replace him with?
That would ruin it.
What's Brent doing these days?
You know what? No, you don't want Brent singing there. Listen, I don't mind his voice. I think he's a fine voice. It is really nasally though, and it's for not people don't like it.
I like it recorded, but live it is suffered significantly.
Yeah. I mean, how much can you keep it up? That's just fucking hard. With all the
So that would be my pick to replace
Brent. Really?
Yeah. Because like I'm like, who else sounds like the guy in Paul Bearer? Maybe.
I used to like Paul Bearer. I like.
Yes.
I like Paul Bearer's first album a lot.
Yeah.
But everything else after that, I felt like they didn't feel quite as sludgy and brutal as I was. That's again, I said ad nauseum in the past, but like, love me some sludge with some pretty vocals.
Yeah.
Give me all that.
Big brave.
Big brave. But why not just make it a fucking 3-piece? I mean,
3-piece. Yeah.
That'd be great. I mean, you don't really need anybody else. Also, wait a minute. Who's shredding on here? Because someone's fucking shredding on here.
I'm going to assume that's Scott Kelly. I don't know.
Is he a shredder? I've never heard Neurosis shred ever.
I don't know how confident I am in Wino's abilities to.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But then I think about Neurosis and how much that is just never
shredding,
been the case.
yeah.
And this is like some full on licks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could bring in Matt Pike.
Yeah, you could.
He wouldn't be like the Aussie singer, but
no. You just have like another shouter.
Yeah.
How many albums does High on Fire have?
They have a lot now.
Never mind.
Yeah, that's how I know I'm old, when I was like, oh yeah, those like 3 High on Fire albums are killer. And now I'm like, hold on, I have to think.
A lot.
I think they have like 7 now,
Jesus
if not
Christ.
more.
That's a lot. Okay. Well, maybe not High on Fire anytime soon. But
Sleep.
Yes.
Sleep
is a big obvious one. The fact that we did this before Sleep is actually kind of ridiculous.
Well, yeah, technically Sleep. I mean, yeah, I don't know when they would do a new album. Even that like new one was like, holy shit, I didn't think that would happen. So
yeah. And yeah, like you said, unless they get rid of Wino, there's no way there'll be a second Shrinebuilder.
yeah. And yeah, Wino thinks Al is crazy. Al thinks Wino is crazy.
You know, take your pick. Pick your side. You know, taking bets here. All right.
Yeah. I picked Team Al.
I pick Team Bystander.
Bystander.
Not bystander, but like what's the word? The word when you're just watching something. Spectator.
Spectator, yeah.
Team Spectator, because I don't know, man. Looking at Al in his face, it looks like there's no soul in there. It looks like he's just a fucking scary dead man.
That's how he locks into those riffs, man, for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That's why I almost fell asleep during that show. Holy shit. Long ass songs. They don't move on stage at all. They just stand there.
Yeah.
They stay put. Do they get cramps in their heels or something? Like,
I have no idea. Oh, fucking Cody from Big Business is the High on Fire drummer now.
really?
I don't know if they're going to record an album with him, but we might have to do High on Fire if that next High on Fire album has Cody on it.
Shit, that's fucking rad.
He's like kind of perfect when I think about it.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, when was the last Big Business album?
I think the last one was this kind of came and went. Well, didn't really.
Didn't even make a splash?
Yeah.
What year?
Let's see. Let me see.
It always makes you.
That's a guy who's probably in too many bands too.
Oh, yeah. But a lot of them, like, they got to, I mean, you don't make any money playing this kind of music. You got to just stay
That's true.
busy.
Go from Big Business to Murder City to High on Fire.
That's right, Murder City.
2016 was the last.
Oh, okay. So that's a while ago. Fucking, yeah, it always it scares me a little bit when I think about how much time has passed. It's like, oh yeah, I saw Melvins with Big Business. They still play together, right? It's like they haven't played together in so long.
So long.
It's so long.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Time sucks.
That's pretty terrifying. But good album. And if you like sludge and stoner and all
Any
kinds of crazy
these
shit,
bands they come from.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I can't imagine there's nothing wrong with it, really. I can't imagine anybody wouldn't be into it. But I mean, whatever. Best personal favorite, worst least favorite. It's all good.
All in one. All in one.
All in one.
We covered all of it. Some of the side band or main bands. There you come from.
Yeah.
And even the Flaming Lips for some reason.
It's just an interesting idea to play multiples. It's just wildly inconvenient. It's fucking stupid inconvenient. I wish it was more convenient because I really would like to do
That's the reason I make my mom keep boom boxes at her house, because I'm like, one day.
What? Fuck. Man, it also makes me think that there was a time when that wasn't a wild idea. Like, yeah, I have like this boom box. I have this one.
Your
over
friend
here.
has one. Yeah.
It was like a regular thing. These days, it's like I got my phone. What? You got an aux cable? Like everything's so splintered.
Maybe we could do like Bluetooth speakers.
That would also.
I think that's the workaround.
It could work. Did you need multiple Bluetooth speakers?
Well, at least 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like the little
Yeah.
That would actually work.
I think that's the modern workaround.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to. Is that album streamed?
It is not. I checked.
Oh, okay.
It is not. Yeah.
So you gotta like download it or rip it.
Again, it's still inconvenient.
Still inconvenient.
Great idea that did not make the transition into deep 21st century, but like, 2021.
I'm gonna bring it back with Guitar Hero, and I'm gonna do it.
Zyrica with Guitar Hero.
Yeah. You're all playing different albums.
It's fucking all right. I'd do it. I wouldn't be happy about it, but I'd do it. But thank you all so much for listening and watching. It's been a delightfully brief and easy one.
Got to do them.
Very easy. And if you like us and you want to support us, you go ahead and you hit all the buttons. You hit the things where you say you like it, and you can do that if you want. You can also not do that. I kind of don't care personally, but I think it helps. And if you like us, you want to help us, please help us. You can help us out even more by joining the Patreon, patreon.com/every album ever. Bonus episodes, early access to certain episodes, 20% off all merch. Check out the new merch, by the way. It's very cool, very cool. And thank you to everyone who bought it once again. And you can also jump the line when you want to suggest an artist for us. Not that we won't get to your suggestion if you email us normally, but it is a guarantee that we will get to it if you jump the Patreon. And if you want to listen to the Shrinebuilder album, you'll find a link in the description, as well as links to all the places you can find us. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram at PanderMonkey, and you can find Alex
at Mother Puncture.
Hell yes. And I think that's about it.
Yes, sir.
So, what are we going to listen to?
You know, Dad, I'm sorry.
I know.
Yeah.
It's okay. I got it.
Yeah, I'm just going to do Blind for All to See.
And thank you all so much for listening and watching. See ya.